the last 3 months, I haven't taken a single sales call, yet my sales have doubled, not decreased. And here's exactly why you should completely ditch sales calls and how it can affect your business. Before we jump into any of the details, let's actually talk about a bit of a context story, right? So I came from a closing background. So I did close deals on the phone, and I've done that for multiple months actually, and I was really, really good at it. So this is not coming from a person that does not know how to really close deals on the call or on the phone. I did that, and I did that in a really, really good way. I've had multiple six figures closed on the phone for multiple different coaching, consulting offers, so on and so forth. However, when it was the case for my own business, I asked myself, is this really what I'm looking to achieve? Is this the type of business that I want for myself? And to be completely honest, I did do a lot of the sales calls process at the beginning of my journey with my coaching offer, and it did work and I did make a lot of money. I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't something that I felt very comfortable with. I almost felt like on the sales call, I was doing a lot of effort trying to either shift beliefs and understand the person in front of me, but also to a degree, try to convince them to really buy my offer and buy my solution. And that's where the problem came along. I felt like, one, I was wasting so much time on prospects that may or may not end up buying. So imagine spending an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, on a prospect with a call, and they get a lot of your time, but at the end of the day, they end up with a let me think about it, or a person that does not really end up buying from you. That was a bit of a boomer. So not only did you waste time, which again, your time is the most valuable thing if you are pushing this coaching offer. Based on you trying to grow the coaching offer, your goal here is to actually gain your time back. So if you're wasting it on sales calls, then what are you doing, right? So that was reason number one. And reason number two, the fact that if somebody is already on the edge of buying and they're interested to get your solution, you see, it all comes down to like supply and demand. But what we don't know, or what we haven't realized this long, is we can create that demand, and we can understand what our dream clients really look for and what they're looking to achieve. And that's why, in my opinion, when I completely shifted, I ditched sales calls and I went with a simple Google Doc, which, by the way, it is not my idea. I did take it from my multiple mentors that I've actually watched, I've worked with, and it did seem to fit into my agenda. It did seem to fit to the type of lifestyle and the type of business that I was looking to build. And I am a big believer in practicing what I'm preaching. So all of my clients for the last 3 months, I've helped them do the exact same thing. I've guided them and I've worked with them towards the exact same process, which is how can you completely ditch sales calls and shift into a simple Google Doc that will end up making you sales, and you can tweak it, you can change it, you can upgrade it, and you can have the total freedom of just putting that specific offer with a promise and value in that simple, non-fancy Google Doc, but yet still make a lot of sales. And that's what happened with me, and that's what happened with a lot of the people that I work with. But here's also another example to really reflect on how the person's mind has been working. Because again, as I've mentioned it for many times, people have become more and more sophisticated buyers. They have more sophistication and more thoughtfulness and more time and more feelings and emotions and investments before they go ahead and pull the trigger and make a sale or buy from you or whatever the case might be. And I've looked into myself, right? And I've looked at this something that I've wanted to do, and something that so I've been looking into the Mercedes A-Class, and it has been my dream car since I was little. It's for as long as I can remember. Literally for the version before, like we're talking about 8, 7, even 9 years ago. I was looking at the oldest version, and I was looking at that car, and I was always interested, and I always said, that's my dream car, that's the car that I want. So now that I have the funds, I have the capabilities to get it, I've been looking into getting the car. However, I'm not a big knowledgeable person when it comes to cars. So what I did is what everyone does and nowadays, which is I went to YouTube and I started looking into multiple reviews, test drives, tech specs, everything that you can think of, just to try to understand what does this car have, which type of the car, like which section, or let's say which level of the car, because there's the entry level, there's the mediocre, the premium, so on and so forth. Which one would suit best for me, which is the best bang for my buck, so on and so forth. The cons, the pros, so on and so forth, right? And I did watch all of these reviews, and I still felt like I'm definitely ready to like try it, right? It's a lot of money. I can just go ahead and buy it. I have to at least sense that there is a feel of the experience of driving the car. So I did go, I checked the website, I booked a test drive. I did try and go to do the test drive, and it felt incredible. It felt amazing. So now, not only am I convinced what I do believe is my dream car, but I test drove it, I've tried it, and now I'm completely convinced. All I had to do is speak with a salesperson, check out the pricing, spec it, send the money, and boom, sale was made. And actually, I'm waiting for the car to come. But the point of what this example that I gave you is people and buyers in 2024 and going to 2025, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, for the next 10 years, even more, people are moving towards making the purchase. And it's your job as the person that is handling and running your business and taking care of your marketing and sales, is to help that person, the perfect prospect and perfect dream client, to make the purchasing decision all by themselves, without you having to have a phone call with them or having a face-to-face call with them and try to like be a ninja salesperson to convince them to get it. And same thing goes when it comes to the process. So how does it go? It goes like this. First, you create content, which what I said in the example, YouTube videos. So you create content about the offer, about the product, and about the solution. And the few things that you have to handle is, one, you have to show that that product is perfectly fit for that specific problem solving. That's one. And two, you have to prove that that product have done what you are promising that for your prospects that it will do for them. So testimonials, case studies, group results, things that other people have used the product that look similar to your dream clients, and it fits their experience, like, listen, this product and this offer does provide and give what it's promising, what I'm promising, right? And then make them solution aware. Like, this offer is perfectly fine to provide this type of solution and this type of outcome. But all of this would work only if you add the last touch, which is the feeling. You see, when I said I pulled the trigger on the car, I had to go do the test drive. And I had to actually be in a position to feel the car before I can say, okay, this is definitely for me. And that's where many offers and many courses or many digital products come into play. You have to give people a small taste of the big thing. So before they end up investing a huge amount, instead, what you can do is you can give them a bit of a taste. And even better, you could even, like, imagine if you can help people and your dream clients get the result from your free stuff. That is insane. Like, imagine if somebody starts implementing what you're telling them in your free stuff before they even start paying you. You know eventually they're going to become a client. You know eventually you watching this video, if you're taking all of the things that I'm telling you and you're implementing them into your business, you will eventually become my client and you will eventually reach the result you're looking to reach, if this is exactly what you're looking for. So that's where the test drive comes in. Now, after all is that sealed, they just simply send a simple message. You have some sort of a sales conversation. It can be in the DMs in my case, in our case. It can be for you, a face-to-face. It even can be in the DMs. So what I personally prefer is a simple DM sales conversation of them sending you a specific word. They have a back and forth. You can maybe answer some of their questions. But at this point, since they've gone through all of the actual content, they're coming ready to actually buy. So they just need to see the offers, the pricing, the options, and what fits best for them, maybe get a bit of a clarity, and then boom, pay, be enrolled. It's that simple, okay? So how can you do this for your own business? If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, and you want to completely ditch sales calls and move into selling in the chat? Well, for one, you have to ensure that you have a strong lead flow. I'm not saying you have to have a huge brand. Yes, a huge brand is the ultimate goal. If you already have a huge brand, good for you. This would work phenomenal. But if you don't, then it's not the rule really to measure with. What to measure with instead is the quality of the views, the quality of the comments, the quality of the engagements, of the followers, of the people watching your stuff. So the more specific, niche down, talking to your dream clients, the more you can create your own brand and then attract those people that are willing to have that conversation and move to the next steps. Number two is you have to be very smart with how you can package your offer, handling most of the objections that you can, one, predict, and two, maybe you've already gone through with other of your previous clients, and then collect it inside of this offer, inside of this simple, non-fancy Google Doc where it can print you sales and you can make adjustments while you go. Like throughout your process, the more you get leads, the more you get conversations, the more you get objections and no's, you can turn those no's into yeses through learning what to change and what to really add.